Hello everybody. In this new series of mine, we'll look at how the evolution of the creatures and plants in the popular video game Minecraft might have turned out. But before I begin, I would like to advise you, that if you like the content I generally produce, you might want to like and subscribe. With that out of the way, let's begin. This specific episode is going to be about the most recent history. So, what happened? Well, let's get the basics out of the way today, the flowers. As you might know, there is a variety of flowers present in the game, and because some of them seem to be closely related, we might be able to map out the genomes of some of them. Firstly, let's look at the roses, specifically, the poppy and the rose bush. Instantly, you might realize that they are related, due to them literally having the same exact texture, albeit being expanded in the rose bush. So, here's our first genome. Meanwhile, it's true that we can't know for sure how long ago these two species diverged from each other, but truly, in this video we're going to not only try to uncover the most recent epoch of evolution, but those species that are clearly closely related as well. The next series of plants are the allium and the peony. Meanwhile, yes, they have a slightly different coloration, they seem to be closely related, albeit more distantly than the species found in the rose family. Next on our list are the tulips. That is quite obvious if you ask me, but the four types of tulips, the red, orange, white, and pink tulip, are all closely related and are in the same family. It's likely that the lilac is in the same family as well, considering the fact that it seems somewhat similar to the pink tulip, but if that's the case, then they split off pretty long ago. That would likely mean that either the different kinds tulips diverged from each other pretty early on as well, or that the lilac split off from their family tree long before they were even separate species. Next, those that have separate branches, it's likely that they are all in the same family, due to them having a few branches, instead of just a single one that goes upwards. Because of that, the blue orchid, the azure bluet, and the lily of the valley are all in the same family. They likely split off very long ago, with the lily of the valley evolving first, due to its lesser number of branches, followed by the blue orchid, which has got 5 instead of 4, and at last, the azure bluet evolving at last. Now, a few ones are left, namely the dandelion, the ox-eye daisy, the sunflower, and the two extinct types, added in the last update, the pitcher plant and the torch flower. They all seem to have diverged from the other types of flowers pretty early on, as they are all pretty unique. Because of that, it seems pretty unlikely to me that they have evolved within a single family group, but with each one forming a separate lineage. If they are all, in fact, related to each other, that would be without the pitcher plant, as it's most unique of all plants in Minecraft, not just the flowers. It might have even come from a separate lineage, that conquered the land separately from the rest of them all. Also, it's somewhat important to mention, that the pitcher plant and the torch flower went extinct not long ago from when the current game is taking place in, as the sniffer is able to smell their long-lost seeds. But how do we even know that? Well, I suspect that the sniffers only went extinct not long ago, along with those two plants, because you can find its egg in an underwater ruined structure. And if it did went extinct a long time ago, it wouldn't be able to hatch, as the fetus would have been dead for a long time. However, we can still make some more connections. The flower of the pitcher plant looks a lot like the beetroot, possibly forming a connection between the two genuses. However, there arise multiple problems. When we seed the pitcher pod, it shows from the ground, unlike the beetroot seeds, which do not look similar at all, are fully underground. And not only is there a large difference in size between the two, but in their final stages of development, the pitcher plant is a lot taller. So meanwhile they might be related to some degree, they would be very distantly related, with them evolving on their own from many periods ago at best. But now we turn away from these living fossils to something more ordinary, grasses. Once you break a grass, be it a short or a tall one, there is a chance that you'll receive a seed. Once planting this seed, it will grow into wheat, albeit after turning the grass or dirt block into farmland. This shows that under different circumstances, the grass is able to adapt, hence why placing the wheat as a grass subspecies would be logical. At first glance, it appears as if the fully grown version of the sweet berry plant looks like grass, however it possesses a crucial adaptation that is not found upon any species of grass, fruits. Though on another note, since it looks like a specifically taiga variant of the grass if we exclude its fruits, so it's likely that it simply diverged from the others, possibly due to its ancestors finding themselves in such circumstances, that it became harder for it to just simply release spores into the air and solely relying on that to spread its genes. Two other plants that are likely closely related within the boundaries of this video game are the pumpkin and the melon. Not only do they both give out fruit, that is a block at the same time, they also have the same stages of development. They also have a similar coloration pattern of the fruits, which means that they are a closely related genus, that likely didn't split until just recently. So, did you like the video? If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions of how I could improve the family trees of these plants, comment them. Thanks for watching.